Hi, my name is Gene. I'm the marketing manager for BESV, division of Darfon. And this is our BESV Shimano bike based on the Shimano E8000. Just got these and we're going to be selling these first quarter of next year. This is a full suspension, 36 volt, 14 amp hour battery, very robust, very strong. The motor, it's a 250 watt, peaks up to 500, I believe. And it has the Shimano XT system. Very light, targeting about $44.99 street price on these. The cool thing about it is it's super responsive. I mean, it is just amazing the way it picks up your cadence, the way it picks up your torque, you know, and then immediately just feels like an extension of you, you know. So that's really a super, you know, on a bike like this.
Hi, I'm James. I'm with BESV Electric Bikes here at Interbike 2016 show. We're going to show you today some new bikes as well as bikes we've had in the last couple of years that we've made some improvements to. The bike that's right here is the CF1. You see it in two colors, gray and the white. It's a European step-through style of bike, so it's very easy with the low position here of the frame, so you can get on and off. We actually even have a feature on the handlebar stem that you can release and move. So you can move the handlebars to any position you want, lock it back, and you're set. Then the bike actually has a hub motor in the back, 250 watts. The battery is hidden in the frame, and so basically to turn it on, there's a simple power switch that lights up, tells you the charge level based upon the color. You've also got buttons up on the handlebar where you can select the level of motor power, low, medium, or high, by picking on these. The light comes on, tells you. And you've also got the headlight switch on the top. Little bell right there. And you've got derailleur in the back, so you have shifters on the right side. It's not a throttle. And that connects to your 9-speed Shimano derailleur. So you can shift gears just like a regular bike, so you can get up and down the heavier hills. You're also getting a bike with a rear rack, as well as lights in the front and rear. This bike retails for $2,500, so it's a good entry-level commuter bike. Very comfortable. You've got 29-inch wheels, which roll really well over bumpy roads. You're going to get a bike here that's going to get you maybe 40, 45 miles of range. And overall, everything is high-quality parts like Shimano and Suntour. You've got disc brakes as well for really good stopping power, even if it's wet out. And then as well, we got nice little details in the grips, nicely padded even on the brake levers. So the bike overall has a lot of nice detail and touches. The new change this year, we've actually now got what's called a circle lock. So you can just lock the bike, releasing the key from there. And then you can always use another lock to secure it more, but this is a nice convenient way to lock it real quickly if you need. So that's the CF1 for this year. Okay, Pete, now this bike here is BESV's new mountain bike, electric mountain bike called the TRB1. There actually is another model that is similar to this bike, that it's a hardtail. Instead of having full suspension, as you see with the TRB1, the other model actually is a hardtail, but with the same Bros mid motor. So this mid-mount Bros motor is very powerful, 250 watts, but produces 90 Newton meters of torque, which is a lot of power. Especially if you're riding in trails and steep conditions off-road, this bike will handle it. In addition to that, the tires are 27.5 plus size. They're 3 inches in diameter. So this is a bike that's going to float over bumps. It's going to get very good traction, adhesion into turns, and give you a comfortable ride. This has been the trend in the mountain bike industry in general these last couple of years. The progression from a 2-inch to roughly a 3-inch plus tire. So you're going to see more of this motorized as well as unmotorized. Now what we did with this bike is we equipped it again with top components from RockShox, from Shimano. We've got Magura brakes, the double piston brakes. You also have Shimano 10-speed DRXT derailleurs. You've got the Bros control panel up on the bike. When turned on, it's going to give us information. And then you can actually take the battery out by just opening the panel up here. You can access the battery, which shows you the charge actually on the battery. Like that. And then the battery can be removed by pulling out with the handle, like so. Big battery, 21 amp hours. This bike will go for twice as long, about 4 hours of run time. So you're going to get good range, 60-mile range. So this is a bike that you can have a lot of fun, and yet it's a bike that's going to handle the roughest terrain. It's also a bike that, again, keeping in BESV's attention to detail and vision, very good looking. This is a bike that has caught a lot of people's eyes here and in Europe recently. This bike and the hardtail will be out by spring of 2017, around April. Retail on the full suspension is $5,500, $4,500 for the hardtail. Now this is the PS1, which is a 20-inch wheel bike, which is very compact and very lightweight, only about 39 pounds for this bike. So this bike is actually a bike you could lift up, as you can see, carry it onto a bus or a train or upstairs, or even put it on a car rack. So if you lift it up and stick it on your car rack, the bike also has front and rear shocks. So you see a front suspension fork that can be adjusted to either lock it out so it's firm, or adjust it so that it takes up the bumps. And in the back, you have a complementary rear shock, which will absorb bumps from the back. So this makes it a very comfortable bike as well. You've got very powerful hydraulic disc brakes from Shimano to stop. You've also got Shimano derailleur. And again, this bike is pedal activated, so there's no throttle, but you've got a screen up here. So when you turn on the console, you'll see that basically it gives us the battery level charge, your odometer, your speed. You can actually go through and see trip distance, trip time, maximum and average speeds. And up here, this 0 means there's no power assist. You can pedal a bike without the motor on, but you can select either 1, 2, or 3, which is low, medium, or high, assist. And then the S is the smart mode that figures out how you ride the bike. So it will know how to correspond based on if you come to a hill, it'll give you more power automatically. You don't have to pedal harder. So this is something we developed that gives the rider an even easier experience. It's like an automatic transmission in a car. You don't have to worry about what button do I have to press. So it makes it very simple. And you can show all that information to your friends and tell them how fast you got to work today instead of driving, because this bike is really designed as a commuter bike. Now this year we introduced the camouflage green paint job, which is new. And then we're continuing with, you'll see back here, the red, yellow, and white color bike. So these bikes now have a little lower price than they did in 2016. They went down $250 to $3,000 retail. So this is a bike that is, as I say, good, light, affordable commuter that is extremely well made with a carbon fiber frame. As you can see in the top here, you can see the weave of the carbon, which is something you can impress your friends who ride the fancy road bikes and the club rides on the weekend. So it's a nice bike. It's a bike that any serious cycling person would say, yeah, that's a good, well-equipped bike, all the parts, etc. But indeed, we have good motors, good batteries, and electronics on board, so you get a good experience and can rely on this bike every day. Okay, and here we have the LX1. This is a top bike from BESV that was introduced 3 years ago, won lots of awards for its design. It's a very beautiful, swift-looking bike. It's actually a bike made with carbon fiber and aluminum, so it's a composite frame that is very fashionable but also very practical. You can see that we've got the battery hidden inside that you can access to charge to take it out or to charge from a port underneath on the frame. Then again, this bike is very similar to the last bike with the same controls on the handlebar as well as the same console giving you the information. And then you've got a derailleur equipped bike again with 10-speed Shimano, hydraulic disc brakes, and we have an air fork on the bike that can be adjusted. You'll see on one of the blades it has a lever that you can actually turn so you can activate the suspension while you're riding the bike. Just reach down if it's a bumpy road, rotate it down, and the shock will move. If it's very smooth, turn it the other way and it'll get stiff, make a nice smooth ride. This bike also comes with a 500-watt motor with a 20-mile-an-hour top speed. It now has a new retail of only $4,500. This bike was actually $5,300 last year. So it's come down in price considerably. It's still a bike that gets incredible attraction everywhere we go with it. It's one of the best looking bikes people have told us of e-bikes that they've seen out today. And it rides just as good as it looks. This bike actually comes in 4 colors. You see the gray and the red. There's also a white color. And then back over here is the limited edition orange, which actually has matching orange colored rims to match the detail in the frame. So another very striking bike. It's a good example of BESV's detail to attention in looks as well as performance. Now here we have the Json'advanced. There's actually a JS1 model which we've had out that retails for about $3,000. Now the new Json'advanced that's now come out for 2017 retails at $3,400, but it's a little bit better bike than the standard JS1. This bike and the standard JS1 have the same 500 watt motor that we just saw in the LX1 and has a battery pack the same size as the LX1 at 11 amp hours that you can release from the frame. Even has a nice convenient carrying handle so you can take it into work or Starbucks and charge it just like you would your laptop or anything like that. The charger too, by the way, is very lightweight for these bikes. It's about the size of a laptop charger, plastic, so it's not heavy, very easy to take with you if you want to charge while you're out on a ride or at your work or school or places. This bike also has the same turn key switch with the same console that gives you all the information as well as the same control. The main benefits of the Json'advanced over the standard JS1 is that we went to a more powerful disc brake from Agura, the MT4, which uses dual pistons, nicer light composite brake levers, nice feel. We've raised the bar up a couple of inches, so a little higher position. We still have the remote lockout on the fork, which basically allows you to make the fork active or firm. So you just press, if it's a bumpy road, press the bottom blue button, the fork will absorb the bumps. If it's smooth, press the top black button, it'll lock the fork, so it'll be good for the smooth pavement. Then this bike now actually comes, besides just a headlight, it has a tail light, as well as brake lever actuated tail light. As well, the rear rack, carrier rack, comes with the bike this year. It's an accessory on the standard JS1 that you can still get as well. So overall, the other improvement too is the 10-speed Shimano derailleur from the 9-speed Alivio that we have on the standard JS1. So overall, for $400 more, you're getting a few more features and benefits that make it a very nice premium bike. This is probably the best standout bike for the person looking for a good all-around commuting bike at a decent mid-level price with lots of good reliability and beautiful design, of course.
So this is the Vitani G1. We just brought this one in from Germany, and check it out. We're using the 250 watt Bros motor, mid-drive. Very cool. We have the battery right here. It's a 13 amp hour, 36 volt battery. We have the Shimano all fine right there. And it's a slick bike, you know, it has the Bros control system here. Has lots of geometry options here for the handlebar position, sweep back. So it's a great little park cruiser. We're targeting it at about $28.99 and hoping to have these available by Christmas.
Now, if you want to find out more information about BESV and where our bikes are sold in the United States, just simply go to our website, BESV, BESV.com. You'll see a drop-down for the USA as well as other countries if you're curious what we sell overseas. In addition, you can actually see a list of our dealers, so you can contact them directly. If you have any questions, just email or contact us directly and we can help assist you to find a dealer who understands and can give you a good experience in electric bikes like BESV.